Joe! Joe の野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, Joe Has Lost His Cookies, and today we have Ashita no Joe 2, Episode 7. So we're at the part in the story where Joe is on the 3-fight losing streak. We got introduced to Carlos, they showed up at the fight, the whole thing where he's supposed to go greet the higher ranked fighter and he goes to Joe, not knowing that, Joe's actually the lower ranked one. And it's this subtle nod to, Joe's inner strength. He sees that Joe is the better overall fighter. He just has this mental hang-up that's preventing him from actually winning fights. Fight ends the same as the others. Joe gets mad, throws a punch that actually connects to the temple, and then he gets sick and then throws up, and, that's the end of it. So we're past the 3-fight losing streak. Everybody's going to tell him to basically retire. He's going to refuse. Then we're going to get to the whole underground boxing league, the grass lot boxing. He's going to go away for a while and then come back. I'm hoping that now that we're at this part of the story, it starts to go really, really quick. Like, the first, 6 have been pretty fast, but I'm hoping it, kicks it up a notch. I would love a time skip at this point just to get us over, this hurdle. Joe goes off and, has this underground boxing league thing going on for a while, and then time skip and he comes back. Something like that would be amazing. But yeah, I know I've been complaining a lot these past 6 episodes, but it's still good. I'm still enjoying watching the show. It's just a storyline that I didn't like the first time I watched it, watching all of season 1, and now having to revisit it, I'm just kind of eager to get it done with and over. And we're not quite there yet. We're getting close though. And yeah, I'm eager to get right to it, but before I begin, I have a special announcement. Right now, available on the Joe Consumes Cinema Patreon is the next 8 episodes of Ashita no Joe Season 2. All you have to do is click the link down below, sign up on the Joe Consumes Cinema Patreon for $1 per month, and get early access. Also, all members get a guaranteed movie request as well. With that, enjoy the reaction. Tonight. Wandering like a wild beast.
どうしたいジョーしょんべんだよずいぶんと長え小便だまだ小1時間はかかりそうだなああ一晩はかかるあのよおっさんなあおっさんうわなんや自信か寝たふりしたってダメだぜ残念だがなジョーおめえの対戦相手はもうどこにもいねえんだよおめえはおそらく力石君の亡霊と心中するつもりなんだろうがわしから見りゃお前はもう心中してんだよ力石君とボクサーとして矢吹ジョーはもう死んだんだ
Wow, he never did that in season 1.
俺はまだ生きてるそれにプロボクサーとしてのライセンスだってまだ持ってるんだぜ諦めろジョーリングに登れねえボクサーはもう死んだも同然なんだよ
Quick reminder to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also consider signing up for my Patreon for $1 per month. You get access to all my exclusive reactions, also a guaranteed movie request. With that, let's get right back to the reaction.
俺は死んでもいねえし力士とも心中なんぞはしていねえぜ
It really is that drastic for Dangpei.
もし気乗りがせなんだらジムにいろ西のセコンダーはし一人でできる
I hope in this version Nishi's right hand actually heals and he continues boxing. It was always very disappointing that Nishi's career got ended right when it was starting. Jesus. I forgot he just beat on the heavy bag relentlessly until his hands bled.
おっさん西何手間取ってんだよ
行かないのね西さんの試合
え冗談じゃねえあいつら俺を置いてっちまったんだよ
He's literally just in his own head. Doesn't even remember talking to them.
止めてくれ止めろ
何うちのタイガーとまた試合を組んでくれ
ああ無理は承知だがよそこを頼むファイトマネはいらねえからよ もし君がうちの選手なら間違いなく私は引退を進めるね。ようタイガーじゃないか、しばらくだな。おい頼むわ。それと俺とスパーリングをしてくれや。なつまみ出せ、練習の邪魔だい。帰んなよ矢吹。
Well, this didn't happen in season 1.
やろう果たしめ。
Oh. He cracked him. Is he gonna throw up? Oh god. Not now. Well, that couldn't have gone any worse.
矢吹さん、しばらくでした。コロ巻き。
Ah, this dude again.
見事なカムバックでした。試合ほとんど見させてもらいましたよ。3連敗だぜ。私は勝ち負けじゃ試合を見ません。選手のファイトを見に行くんです。矢吹さんのファイト、どんな試合だろうと一級品です。旅へ出るところです。旅？一緒にどうですか？悪かったな、試合行けなくてよ。どうだった試合？決めたか？
ああ、決めた。最終ラウンド見事ノックアウトや。
そうかい、そいつはすげえ。
His right hand is wrapped up.
ジョニーはぜひ見てほしかった。ワイにとっては最後の試合になったんやさかい。
Ah, damn it. His right is smashed.
西やな、今日の試合を最後に引退と決めた。大学病院の先生の話じゃ複雑骨折のひでえやつでボクシングはもう無理だそうだ。
西、おめえからボクシングを取ったら何が残るんだい？そらねえよおっさん、なんとかならねえのかよ。
西だけじゃねえ、おめえも引退するんだよ。
Oh, shit, man.
丹下島はもう看板を下ろす。いいな。諦めろよジョー。人間できることとできねえことがある。白木ジム？なんだい？カーロス・リベラ。
Okay, another big change. By the time Joe starts watching Carlos's fights, he's already well within, his life in the underground boxing league.
強いのかい？
強いわ。
力
It's all Joe cares about. Yeah.
さあ、
We're about to find out.
あれ、こいつ世界ランカーにして意外と逃げ落ちたぞ。
Feigning weakness until he decides whatever round. I think the Nango fight was like the last round.
よーしナゴ、その調子だ。いけいけ。 OK カーロス、 Next round go.
Yep. Straight punch elbow combination again. Joe saw it in person. That is such a weird mechanic. Because you're throwing a straight punch, so your elbow is like this, but he's throwing it, following through enough, and then catching him with the point of the elbow.
何がラッキーだい。一発見舞った後、腕が滑るように流れて、肘がさらに同じ場所をえぐり込んでるのがよ。
That's such a weird mechanically thrown punch. Your arm wants to straighten out when you throw that punch.
あの野郎。
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. Episode 7. For the most part, what I expected. There were some small changes, though. So after Joe suffers his third straight loss, everybody starts talking about his retirement, Dangpei Nishi. Dangpei decides not to close the boxing gym because he still has Nishi around. And then we get a fight. We don't actually see it, but Nishi has one last fight. He wins it by KO in the last round. And this time he smashes his right hand and it's, beyond repair. So this is what retires him in season 2. And he declares at that point that he's going to close the boxing gym, that Nishi has decided to retire. He's closing the gym and he's going to force Joe to retire too. He doesn't want any part of that, same way it plays out in season 1. It's interesting here. Joe goes to Tiger's gym and talks with the head coach there, the promoter, tries to get another fight, and he flat out tells him, like, if I were your coach, I'd force you to retire. There's no chance that you have whatsoever of becoming a boxer ever again. And so he goes up to Tiger, asks him to spar. He flat out refuses him, says, get away from me, you're wasting my time. And then the other gym mates try and forcibly remove Joe. He gets into a brawl. He cracks one of them clean and then immediately throws up. And yeah, couldn't be worse for Joe at that point. Instead of the whole thing where Joe, gets approached by that manager dude who runs the underground boxing league, he has another run-in with Gondo the Brawler, and he's going away for something. We don't know what it is. Before Joe can decide to go on any kind of trip or anything like that, Yoko gives him a ticket to Carlos's next fight against Nango. This is really interesting because at this point, by the time Carlos gets a fight lined up, Joe is already well established in the underground boxing league. He already has like a fight or two at that point. Here he actually sees Carlos's fight in person, so he actually sees, the connection clear, the right straight into the elbow. Weird mechanical punch, but yeah, he gets the act immediately, understands that this guy is strong. And his run-in with Yoko before the fight actually starts was probably one of the most interesting things. He asks her, "Is this guy strong?" And she says, "Yes, he is strong." And then he asks, "Like Rikishi?" And she says, "I don't know yet." But, it piqued Joe's interest, and that's what, he needs more than anything is this concept of, he needs a rival to aim for. Carlos fits the bill, especially from what he saw just from this one fight. But he's very interested in the guy now. And so this is the thing that gave him the motivation to come back in season 1. And if we're not going to do the whole underground boxing league, no complaints here. If they want to just skip to the point where, Joe finds a way back on his own, I'm completely fine with that. But yeah, small subtle changes, but for the most part, the story is very similar. Again, if we skip the whole underground boxing league thing, yeah, I'll be totally fine with that. But yeah, I'm really eager to get to the next one, and that's pretty much all I got for now. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.